Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Connolly Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Connolly Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. A thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
The name of the award, it was you were the #1 stream in the streaming awards. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Connolly Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
We are live, as you can clearly see. It is beautiful here in Paradise. It is a senior night in Palmetto, Florida, located on Florida's beautiful Sun Coast. Welcome to the jungle here at Harley Stadium for the final night of the regular season. We are just minutes away from kickoff as your Palmetto Tigers host the East Lee County Jaguars. I'm Brian Varnador, joined by Ken Burton Jr., color analyst, and also Bill Britt Jr., the Arctic Air sideline reporter, and Steven Johnson with stats from the Atlanta studio. Ken, the 6A District 11 #1 ranked Tigers are celebrating such a good season, and for the East Lee County Jaguars, you know, it is just an opportunity to build for the future after really a not so great season this year.
Yes, you're spot on, Brian. Good evening, everyone. Happy Halloween. This is a contrast of missions. Palmetto has accomplished its main regular season goals, but East Lee County looking to spoil the party tonight and build something for next year. It's a game of pride and purpose, even if the playoff picture is already clear for our Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, with that great year that Palmetto is having, capping off winning the district championship. You know, they got the county championship unofficially. The job is done. The trophy is secured, and the Tigers are the number 1 seed in Class 6A Region 3. The playoffs start just 2 weeks from today on November 14th. Ken, what has been the defining characteristic of this Palmetto team?
Well, Brian, it has to be their overall dominance on the scoreboard and the balance of the offense. The Tigers have been able to put up big numbers, averaging over 35 points a game. According to the stats we've seen, quarterback Matthew Hennessy has been incredibly efficient, pushing nearly 180 yards passing per game and an impressive 22-4 TD to interception ratio, and that's complemented beautifully by a strong rushing attack. They don't have one player you can completely shut down. They have weapons everywhere. Look for them tonight to try and stay sharp, perhaps rest some players later, and first and foremost, keep that momentum rolling into the postseason. Tonight is about fine-tuning their machine.
No doubt, Ken, the team that scores the most points always wins in this game of football. And the teams with those great offenses are really fun to watch and sell the tickets. But let's talk about the defensive side. The Tigers have been just as impressive, limiting opponents to just around 13 points per game. They say defense wins championship, and that certainly should travel well in the playoffs. The amazing Tiger scoring defensive unit also gets a huge boost from Palmetto's special teams unit led by kicker Brandon Galloway. Big kicks and punt returns are so important in high school football. When you got Brandon and this Palmetto special teams unit out there, those great returners are absolutely irrelevant and hopeless, and all they can do is just watch that ball fly out of the back of the end zone, Ken.
Yeah, it absolutely helps Palmetto's defense. Opponents' offense start on their 20-yard line every possession. Statistically, the chances of scoring are just 30% if you start from the 20. And if you go to the 30, it jumps to 40%. That 10% is a huge defense, a huge boost for the defense. Defensive lineman Chase Henson and linebacker Paul Moore, the heart of the unit. They're physical, they're smart, and they create turnovers. The fact that the offense isn't turning the ball over much allows the defense to stay fresh. Against East Lee County tonight, they'll want to focus on gap integrity and limiting any big play opportunities to maintain that playoff-minded mindset.
Ken, let's shift gears up and go to those visiting Jaguars who are looking to bounce back tonight.
Yeah, their record this season, as we look at the numbers, tells a very challenging story. They faced some tough losses, struggling to find consistent offense, but you can't look at the record all the time, Brian.
Ken, that's the truth. For a team like East Lee County, and I think you and I have, a couple times in our lives been a part of something like that. This really is their championship game. It's their opportunity to measure themselves against one of the best teams in the area. They've struggled to put points on the board, but their season finale performance, regardless of the final score, can define their offseason and instill belief in the returning players. What does this East Lee County, what do they have to do to make this a competitive game, Ken?
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record. First, they need to establish the run game, and that's been difficult. That starts up front. I think we talked earlier, they have 5 players that weigh 200 or more on their entire roster. They're going to have to control the line of scrimmage, even just for short stretches. It keeps Palmetto's high-octane offense on the sidelines and gives their defense a much-needed rest. Secondly, they need to win the turnover battle, hands down, because Palmetto rarely makes mistakes, so the Jaguars have to force them. A defensive score or a turnover on a short field could completely change the dynamic early on and give them the emotional spark they sorely need.
Here on Palmetto Senior Night, Palmetto has a pretty fresh young team. I think only 12 seniors or so, but the Jaguars only have 8 seniors on this roster. They do have some talented players, but they are very, very young. Players like sophomore Antonio Walker, he's being asked to do a lot of this year, and he's playing on both sides of the ball. And this is a great opportunity for them to step up on a big stage and shock the world on Halloween night.
Absolutely. It's about personal pride and showing the coaches they've bought into the system. A solid performance in the trenches, a few big tackles, a late score. These are the small victories that East Lee will carry with them into the summer strength program. They're playing for next year, starting tonight.
All right, Ken, let's talk about the key matchups and storylines. And this is like a we're talking matchups, David versus Goliath here tonight. For Palmetto, this is essentially a high-stakes scrimmage to get ready for November the 14th. I see Palmetto's rushing defense against East Lee County's attempt to sustain a drive as the critical battle.
Completely agree, Brian. The Jaguars must find a way to get something going on the ground. Palmetto's defensive front is athletic and fast. If the Tigers force three and outs quickly, the Palmetto offense is going to be unstoppable. So watch those first down carries for East Lee County. If they get 3 or 4 yards, that's a win. They need to be manageable. They need to be in manageable second and third down situations.
You know, for these Tigers, we've seen the format before. It's about avoiding any kind of letdown. They've earned the top seed, but it can be hard to fire on all cylinders tonight. You know how that is, Ken. We've also been on the other side of playing competition. When you know tonight the biggest games are a couple of weeks away, it's hard not to lose focus.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where our excellent coaching staff steps in. Coach Sanders knows a flat performance tonight can carry over into the first round of the playoffs. I expect them to come out with precision, execute their base offense, and establish their authority early. Look for the quarterback Hennessy to connect with Jock Harris early to set a tone. They want a big lead so that they can comfortably transition to their second-string players, keep their starters healthy.
Yeah, you know, Ken, that's a huge point tonight. And every rep tonight is an evaluation of the postseason and the depth chart, special teams, backup running backs, rotational linemen, and they'll be playing with the intensity of a playoff game, the Tigers, which is great for fans and the overall preparedness. We're watching for those very hungry players to shine when they get their opportunity. We're getting very
sidelines right now, if you can hear me. And the coaches are talking about that. They want the guys to come out ready to go, so expect everybody to be on all cylinders when they get out on the field.
Thank you very much for that sideline report. And now we're going to go to, and we're going to have the national anthem here, or we have actually we're having a round of applause for a group out here on the field. Ken, we're going to talk about, tonight being so fun as Palmetto players that are on the bubble, being part of the starting unit should really get to showcase those talents for the upcoming playoff season. Players know they will get some amazing looks on film on TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. Ken, let's pause and let's have the national anthem. Ken, there is nothing better than the live performance of the national anthem. The most important part of the broadcast has now been completed. And, we were talking about some of the players, the twos and threes, getting a lot of playing time tonight. And, here on TigerVision is presented by Conley Buick GMC. The coaches used to say the eye in the sky don't lie. And if you ever wanted some good film for the masses to see, nobody does it better than the Clicking Spree production team covering Palmetto High, Ken.
Huge point, Brian. Every rep tonight is an evaluation for the postseason depth chart. Kids from the junior varsity and freshmen have moved up, dressed tonight, getting ready for the playoffs. That's something that being a part of that, that grows with you, and you want to be a part of it. Special teams, backup running backs, rotational linemen. They'll be playing for the intensity of a playoff game, which is great for the fans, for the team's overall preparedness. We'll be watching for those hungry players to shine when they get their opportunity.
Yeah, and looking at the captains on the field tonight for the Tigers, you have number 24, which is Paul Moore, the senior. You've got number 71, Stefan Aristil, that senior left tackle for the Tigers. And you also have number 70, which is Michael Sanders. Say shout out to all his peeps up in Michigan that are watching tonight. And then over number 1 is Zion Roberson. Well, Ken, it's the final game of the regular season under the lights here at Harley Stadium. The Tigers are the district champions, number 1 seed, Region 3. What's your final take on tonight's contest?
Well, Palmetto's got to be the overwhelming favorite for good reason. They're just simply a superior team with an eye on a deep run in the state playoffs. However, East Lee will come out fired up, playing with nothing to lose. They will try to keep the ball on the ground, shorten the game, and deliver big hits, but ultimately the speed and depth of the Tigers squad will prevail. I see the Tigers starting group going strong, pulling away by halftime and securing a decisive victory while keeping their players fresh for the regional quarterfinals on November 14th.
Taking to the peak end into the coin toss, it looks like the Palmetto Tigers have won the coin toss and have elected to receive and get the party starting early here. Ken, I think the Tigers are just too talented and too focused to let this one slip away on the home turf. It's a celebratory night for the Palmetto faithful. A big win tonight will send the Tigers into the Class 6A playoffs with a perfect 7-game win streak, loaded up with confidence.
Absolutely. So a final score prediction from the booth. Palmetto takes East Lee 57-0, and we'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah, Ken, I think that looks good to me, but I think perhaps that may be a little light on this very cool evening. I'm not going to put on my feels like score prediction during the pregame, but like Halloween night, it's just too spooky, and I don't want to scare anybody off the stream with my huge score prediction. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the East Lee County Jaguars visit the Palmetto Tigers on TigerVision, as presented by Conley Buick GMC. What a night for football, Ken.
What a night. I'm excited. They have played well, and they're deserving of everything they've earned. They just need to go out and finish strong here, and don't take them too lightly, and just take care. This is a business trip, but they're home.
All right, and I want
it happen.
And just checking things, we got 12 on the clock. The teams are about to take the field. We'll do the kick here, and after the kickoff, and perhaps a return, I'll kick it down. We'll kick it down to Bill Britt on the sideline. But the kicker now, it's interesting with this team here. Number 33, Marlon Medina, is a defensive end linebacker. He's going to be kicking this one off. They had number 28, Ruben Ramirez, listed as the kicker punter. There may be a number change. There were only 29 on the roster. Looks like they're going to line up for an onside kick or a pooch kick. He's taking this from a very short position, get a kick out of a great floor from our friends at Minnesota Flooring.
Yeah, it looks like they've got nine up about 20 yards off the ball, Brian.
Well, why not, Ken?
Yeah, there's nothing to lose.
And there's the onside kick. And he did not get 10 yards. There should be a flag on that. He did kick from the 35. He got the 10 yards, Ken. Live ball.
Okay,
We'll get a replay on that. So he kicked the ball off from the 40-yard line.
Yes.
So it didn't make 10.
That's all those Saturday games you do.
Yeah, that's right.
You get him confused.
Yep, so that he had to get to the 50-yard line. 50. It looked like he hit it about a 48 or the 49, so it's Palmetto ball.
Yeah, completely agree. It looked like somebody had put their hand up in the air. When you're the defender on that, you can go out there and get it, but then it becomes a live ball. But they cannot touch the ball until it goes 10 yards.
Yeah, looking across here on Halloween night, it is standing room only on the East Lee County stands over there on the visiting side of the section, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people dressed up like empty seats over there, Ken. As that Palmetto.
Yeah, they really blend in very well. Just a small crowd across the way.
Coming in late into the game for the Tigers, number 74, and that's Romeo McAllister. He's going to start out at left guard here. David Hazel snapped this one back. Hennessy looks. He's throwing drops back. All day to throw the ball. Steps up, throws it late, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Looks like Nazir Pitchford lost that one. They were going to either square up and hold up or go and made the wrong decision between the quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, I think Matthew just did not realize he had all that time to throw. Like, I'm waiting to get hit. I'm waiting. How's my backside? How's my backside? Nobody's open. Nobody's open. And then I think he threw it away. What I like about Hennessy, he's complete 69% of his passes coming in tonight's game. That is huge at the high school level.
That brings up a 2nd and 10, 11:51 on the clock here. Hennessy rebuking. Ashton Kelly in the backfield with him, rolls to the right. Plenty of time, fades back, steps up. He faked, beautiful pump fake. Now he checks down, throws the ball to Nazir Pitchford off his fingertips, incomplete. And that's where you see the skill of Matthew Hennessy, buying time. And, he makes a lot of people miss, and he's undervalued as an athlete back there, Ken.
Yes, he's not going to set the records for running the 40, but he's athletic enough just to be able to move east and west a little bit, as we saw there. Had plenty of time to throw the ball. We're not used to seeing the Tigers coming on the first two plays, tossing the ball down the field, but puts them in possibly two-down territory here on the first series.
Yeah, if you look out wide to the right, you have two receivers. Pitchford out here with Carter, and then Hennessy will take it, fakes it, dive play, hits the slant, and that's going to be gathered by Nazir Pitchford for the first down.
That time, Pitchford just sat back. They were playing deep from the first two plays, so Pitchford just basically does a little skinny slant, just enough to get to the first down. Nice pitch and catch. Watching him run here, just across the field. Wide open there. 3 defenders sitting back in a zone. He will have a huge night if they continue to do that.
Yeah, and Maurice Carter does such a good selling the bubble screen, and they throw that skinny underneath it. Hennessy steps up. Big rush by number 22, and that was number 22, Julius Dames.
Yeah, it must have been against the Tigers. Somebody jumped, it looks like.
So false start against the Tigers, so that brings up a 1st and 15. The ball is now at the 38-yard line. Ashton Kelly in the backfield with Hennessy. Hennessy hands the ball off to Ashton Kelly. They got him by the shoulder pad, but he drives forward, runs all the way to 30-yard line. Good pickup, and that'll bring up Tigers now need only 7 yards to go at 2nd and 7.
Kelly's going to be the feature back tonight, coming in with 180 yards rushing over 2 games with the Tigers. Nice. Looks like about a nice 6, 7, 8 yard gain there. Puts them up in a second and long.
Little different wrinkles for the Tigers out here along with Pitchford. You have number 12, which is Jay Washington. and they throw the slant on the other side, and that's going to be a foot race with Jock Harris for the touchdown.
As we talked, as the lights are blinking, which is always a good thing, we talked about getting Hennessy and Harris early in the game, and again, just another slant across the field, and he just outruns the defense to the far end zone across the field.
And looking at Jock, game after game after game where he runs with his hands behind his pockets, you can see he's so gifted with speed. And once we get into a foot race, even holding the ball, I haven't seen the secondary catch up with Jock all year long.
Yeah, that's his 9th score of the season. Reception number 36.
A really good look at the field goal there. Thank you for that drone shot. And you can see the exchange there from Ferguson with the snap and Liam Harold with the hold and Brandon Galloway with the kick. One thing I'd like to see tonight, Ken, looking at this game, I want to see this Tiger team at some point kick the ball from the 45. That'll bring up
on a 4th down.
On a 4th down.
Yes.
That'll bring up that national ranking breaking a 62-yard field goal. Isn't that right for high school football?
We were talking to Coach Toma before the game. What is the longest high school field goal? And he, I thought Fuad Revez had it when he was with Miami Southridge, went down in Miami in high school, 60, but he said 62. So anything over 60, and we might be calling a historical play here. I'd love to see it happen. I know you get it. You've been excited about it all season.
All season, I want to see it happen. I know
you want to call it.
There's Davidson and Rockwell, Texas, looking in tonight. Brandon's family, and they are just waiting to see that happen tonight. Maybe a good night. Now, Galloway approaches the ball, get a kick out of a great-looking floor from Minnesota Flooring. Very, 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 very high kick. It's still 9 yards deep in the end zone against the wind, Ken.
Yeah, I thought he missed it a little bit, that it would just still make the end zone, but not 9 yards deep. I mean, there's a little bit of wind in his face. Just impressive.
That wind is actually, there's a little bit of wind in his face. It's coming out of the
northwest, yeah.
And that's just hardly possible to do with that kind of height on a kick here in high school.
So when you force a team to start at the 20-yard line, there's only a 30% chance they're going to score. And we were hyping up the defense, that sets them up for success. And we've seen it all season, and it works. What a weapon.
Ken, I'm seeing some new numbers out there. I see Peanut Clements out there. He's he's all spatted up there at the corner position. He looks awfully good. Palmetto Tigers shift things around, running to the middle of the field. Nice little gain of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, as we talked, for East Lee County to be successful tonight, they've got to be effective on first down. They need to have some good 4 and 5 yards on those plays, whether it's a pass or a run, to set up second and manageable so that they can get drive going. They need small successes to turn them into huge successes.
Yeah, and that was Melise Russ out there. And he had to hustle off the field, and he plays defense. Now he takes the ball out of a shotgun, and he takes a extreme hit. No gain on the play, actually loss of 2, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, when you have the Wildcat, the direct snap, usually all the skilled positions you have an account for, and a lot of times you leave the quarterback where they're basically on their own because you're not expecting them to run. So when you put a back in there, you're increasing your chances that for success.
I thought they got a favorable spot there because it's a 3rd and 8 here. And this time going back is Joel Delgado. And he runs, it's quarterback keeper, and he breaks out of it. And that was actually the Wildcat snap there to Melise Russ.
Yes, you have to. Yeah, you have to account for the quarterback running the Wildcat, and they've run it all 3 plays here as we watch it. Yeah, it's just a straight run there, and there was nothing there, so he opted to found a hole there on the right side and found a little bit of daylight and moved the change. Huge start for the Jaguars.
And really good block lead by number 7, not on my roster. Apologize that for his fins. They do it.
Oh, they're going unbalanced. Looks like an unbalanced look.
And there is a flag on the play.
Maybe
and it's going to be on the Tiger encroachment. They said one of the Tigers got across the line of scrimmage there. So how about this, Ken?
Well, you know, like we said, this is their Super Bowl tonight. They have nothing to lose. They're playing for next season, and looked like they were shifting into an unbalanced look by moving some linemen over to the other side. Caught our defense not ready for it, and got the penalty.
Hard count. Quarterback keeper. Knifes in there behind that big line, and he goes for a gain of about a half yard on the play.
Yeah, tough sledding there. There's those holes are really tight there. The Tigers are stacking the box there, making this difficult. Basically, forcing them to maybe consider passing the ball here. You know, that's 4 or 5 in a row now.
And you see starting tonight is a senior for Palmetto High, and that's Dominic Rector in there getting involved in the play number 32. Then you have Chase Henson out there at right DN. Paul Moore is going to play in one of those interior linebacker positions. Palmetto in a pretty heavy pressure rush here. And he runs around the edge, and he's going to be right at the marker. It's going to depend on the spot. And that one was a direct snap to number 8, which is also not on my roster from, 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. So that's all I got. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, there, as we watch it again, it looked like a busted play. They might have tried to hand it off to the running back, and the quarterback just running for the sidelines, going to make it third and manageable. This is a team that has not scored in a month.
Yeah, I actually picked up the first down on the play, looking at the marker over there, right, Ken, so he's able to get that. And so really a productive little drive going here. Palmetto Tigers really need to tighten up. That defensive now number 5 gets the ball this time, and that is Melise Russ. Really nowhere to go that time, so that brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, this team is, I believe, has scored 21 points all season. So offense has been definitely a struggle, and they're putting together a nice little drive here. We might have some of our starters out, but there's no reason why the defense can't hold strong here.
Thought your summary was pretty good pre-game, Ken. What you want to do is establish the run, try to keep this thing as close as possible, look for an opportunity on a turnover and see if you can shock the world here. And that's what they've done. They've established a little run and winding the clock. Another busted play. This kid's an athlete, number 8, and he goes for about a 4-yard gain.
And what I like about him, we don't have his name, do we?
I believe it's Speedy Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
We're going to go with Speedy Rodriguez. I requested that. I tried the best I can, guys.
Well,
he's fast. I can tell you that.
What I like about it, the play is so slow developing for him to get 3 or 4 yards. It's just truly amazing. It's like he catches the ball and thinks about it a little bit. Should I hand it off? RPO, but then he takes it and manages a short.
Now Melise Russ will take this one. Oh, it's a high snap. He gathers it, and he's going to be blasted there. And that's number 11 for the Tigers, Kyron Davis.
Kyron Davis has had a great season for the Tigers. That's his 10th tackle of the season. No, wait a minute. That's not. No. I apologize. That's number 41 for the season.
Wow.
He's been steady Eddie on that defense.
All right, coming out of the game for the Tigers and would be Jeffrey Douglas, who's a cornerback. To return this one would be Jock Harris and number 5, Maurice Carter. Ruben Ramirez, a high snap, and he downs it there on the 24-yard line. My goodness.
Yeah, having done that half a century ago. That is the worst thing is when you get snapped over your head and you got all those guys coming at you, and you have no chance. And he just fell on it. Again, this will be a short field for the Tiger. This was not what. That thing was snapped
short and wide.
It was snapped way off to the side here instead of straight, and it just had nowhere to go.
So high and wide. Reminds me of the old Deep and Wide Sunday school
exactly.
song we used to sing on looking at that one, and wasn't exactly snapped there with a lot of rapidity. It was not the fastest one, so
it looked like a softball pitch with a 10-foot arc there.
3 bad elements, part, and that's why special teams are so special. So many games are lost. Punt, especially in the punt. It's a huge statistic. I think the number is like 74%. When you have a bad snap or a blocked punt, it's like a 70% loss ratio, and that's not a good start.
We talk about it virtually every week. We do a game.
Hennessy now looks, and he's got a man out there, and it's Pitchford. He is wide open for the touchdown. Wow. That was pretty easy looking, Ken.
Pretty easy. Just running the flag, run to the end zone, and let me throw it up to you, the 50-50 ball. Tonight it's going to be more like a 80-20, 90-10 with Pitchford.
It's funny, the tale of 2 weeks, Ken. The last time, Hennessy threw those 40 to 50-yard routes. Now this one was only a 30-yard throw. The wind is now blowing against him. Last event against Manatee was blowing right out of the back of the end zone. Oh, high snap. Great job. Shane Partridge back there with the hold. That was just and the snap, and it goes for the 1-point conversion. So it's 14-0. Now
all these little things that happen, I think, are helpful as we prepare for hopefully a long playoff run. Just getting these repetitions, a high snap, doesn't happen, but once in a blue moon it seems like. But we've had it happen here, and they were able to still execute. All these little things will add up for the Tigers coasting here early on, 14-0.
4 minutes and 38 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. And what do you expect to see out of this one? I see nothing than a kick that's going to be, I'm going to predict this one's going to be 12 yards deep in the back of the end zone.
What letter do you think? I'm going to think he's going to hit it on the I in Tiger.
I'm going to go with the back of the R, that little crest on the R where the Tigers are.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let's see how that goes.
So we're both one in on the word Tigers. I picked the I and you picked the R.
Yeah, I'm going with the R. He's going to crank that one even with the wind going across him. Now Galloway, it's always fun to watch number 20 here. Rex Schwartz hustle down the field. Now Galloway is a high driving kick. And can you win?
Well, not exactly. I was a little closer. It was right on the G at the G where it hooks up there, right at the top of the G.
Oh my goodness! So, there we go. So that's we're talking about a kick that travels 8-9 yards in the back of the end zone with a pretty stout wind here. So just tonight, we're kind of getting what we expected in this one, Ken. We're seeing the Tigers pretty easily being able to handle things here tonight.
Yes, and of course we played Gateway in a district game earlier and beat them 70-0. Gateway beat East Lee, I think it was 21-2 earlier this season, and I think that might be their lone win of the season.
I hope they snap it to number 5 because I've got him on my roster. Let's see. Hey, they do. Russ gets it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play, a loss of about 6 on the play, but they'll have the ball now on the 15-yard line. 14-yard line.
Yeah, watching him, it looks like he tries to fake a ghost out there. He made a cut as he caught the ball. He made a cut like somebody was already there, or he imagined him there. But eventually the the worst case scenario is that the Tigers defense eventually got him for the 6-yard loss, Brian.
Yeah, you get an interesting look here. We're being shown that formation that they have there.
It's an unbalanced.
Unbalanced, unique-looking formation.
No, not really. There's still two.
Kind of a single wing look.
Single wing,
and it. Oh, big hit there. Nice little gain on the play to make things a little more manageable. But that brings up 3rd and 14 for the Jaguars.
Yeah, they're trying to run it here, and again, it's just a wildcat. Run into the strong side of the field, but eventually you've got to run. They're not running on unbalanced. It looks like you said, being able to see it here from the drone, definitely like a stacked wing, strong side, and they're just running that way. And just hoping that a hole will open up and they can run through it.
Kind of look like the old Binky Waltrip Charlotte single wing look back there.
We would do those games down there in Charlotte up in the stands against them and watch them run that single wing.
3rd and 14, and a nice gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 9.
So another 3 and out for our Tiger defense.
Look at that look there. You've got your split screen live action, and you've got to the left. That's awesome, guys. It's just really cool. We've got to look at that formation on that freeze look last time. We kind of asked for that.
They're just trying to run to the strong side of their line. You got the most bodies. It's unfortunately to the short side of the field, so the defense doesn't have to travel far. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, that's going to be and it's safety. So he kicked that one out of the end zone, so that's going to be a safety. And there's a flag on the play. Probably got the Palmetto Tigers with a late hit there. So what you will see on that one is a safety, and then with their direct kick or whatever, they're going to have better field position to punt that. My guess, right?
Yeah. There's as we saw it there again. I think no. So he's allowed to. I believe he's allowed to kick that ball out of the end zone like that. I think that might have been right there.
That's it. It's Schwartz coming over.
Schwartz, he was running his 40-yard time again, and just covering it.
The elite in high school, I think in the pros, it certainly is there's an illegal bat where you can't bat the ball out of there.
But you're allowed to kick the ball, out of the back of the end zone and take the safety. That's what the punter did correctly on that, because he had no chance, and Schwartz was going to score a touchdown. He would have beaten him to the ball. We've seen him cover those kickoffs. So
he's going to.
But again.
Yeah. So the penalty was called illegal kicking.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Yeah. Okay.
And in high school, when we watch
maybe high school's different.
Well, what's the difference when the guy's kicking the ball from the 5-yard line and it goes backwards, which we've seen in high school?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're kicking it off from the 20, so that's where they would be.
Yeah, with their
kicking it anyway.
Sure.
And it's questionable that you can use a tee, but they let them do it.
And this one is going to be Jock Harris trying. Oh, man. He's going to go all the way to the other side of the field. Here we go. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 40, 30. Needs a block. Jock Harris for the touchdown. That is off the chain. Fun to watch.
That was watching him run the 200 meters. It's like he had to wind himself up. Come over here, and Brian, let us wind him up, and then watch me run to the other side of the field, and I'm going to take it to the house. My goodness.
Look how close he was to the sideline on the catch. That was just a fabulous play to watch. And
okay.
So watch his feet over there.
He's like right there.
Okay.
And he's going to come up into the press box with us, Brian. Well, he makes it about halfway, and then he's just off the races. It's like he had to wind himself up, get his blockers aligned, and or maybe the wall was set to the far side of the field, and he forgot. And, I got to run to the other side. I'll just do that. And
that's a special one. And then you saw on the right side of the screen, you saw the kick there. Very good snap. Ferguson fires it back to Harold, and a good kick.
Go all the way here, and he's going to back all the way around here for the touchdown.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, nice block there. That was a beautiful block.
Another one there, and 84, the final block there for the Tigers. That was Jaguars Sanders. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's a highlight film waiting to happen, but there was some great blocking on there. Great job. Great job.
So, Hennessy's
that'll look good on the huddle.
Hennessy, sees that return like that, and he's there goes one of my potential touchdown passes on the game. But Jock Harris shows that amazing speed. What I like about the Tigers, when the skill position people, they're not going across the line of scrimmage pre-shift like I see on Saturdays without the ball. I like to see them running side to side when they have the ball in their hands. This time it's a touchback, and I believe that was Liam Harold there with a kick. And, Liam, what we know about Liam, and he gets touchback when he plays, Liam is the second best kicker
in the county,
and probably in the Suncoast. In the Suncoast,
in the 941.
In the 941.
Yeah.
And he just happens to play here at Palmetto High School. He kicks his kicks for touchbacks probably 90% of the time. Ken.
Yes. He would definitely start. I think he's just a freshman, and I think he would definitely start on a lot of the teams here in our area. So just having a 1-2 punch there, it's just a nice luxury to have. You never have enough.
And it's great to see that over and over replay, and now you're seeing the grill there. That's got to be.
We got to visit the concession stand.
Maybe the mayor down there doing his job. But this time you see number 22, which is Tristan Ramirez back there as safety for the Tigers. And so really no gain on the play. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we can almost call the play up here because it's the same one. Same one every time, and the Tigers just going to stack the box here. At some point, they're going to need to try to throw the ball, loosen up the defense here. But they're going to stick to the game plan here.
And you can see a good highlight. We're getting some hero shots of some of the guys on the line of scrimmage there, number 99. But let me tell you about number 17 there, Isaiah Tyson.
Great season.
That dude can absolutely light you up. Isaiah Tyson is one of the heaviest hitters, pound for pound, that I've seen in this area. Now another direct snap back to the quarterback. I think the Tiger defense has figured out this strategy. And coming out of the ball there, number 99, Zion Lee, thought he had a chance at ripping that one out, but the forward progress had been stopped.
You were talking about Tyson. He came in tonight with 34 stops. Interesting stat, 15 tackles for loss. That is huge.
Okay, we're going to take it down to, as this play goes, get a good look at that with the Arctic Air sideline reporter Bill Britt tonight. 28 seconds on the clock. Probably going to have time for one more play here. It's a 3rd and 11 for the Jaguars. Hey, Bill, take us through it, Bill.
Hey, guys. On what a great job they did, special teams. But usually we're seeing a block in the back, but the guys set everything up beautifully, and that was a nice run. Things are going the time as we expected, and starting to feel a little. I know they're giving the old try, but we're just dominating on sides of the ball, especially on the line of scrimmage. So I expect to see more of this, and maybe some more exciting plays coming up.
All right, thank you for the Arctic Air sideline from Bill Britt tonight. And with that, we had a delay of game, so that's going to be backing up the clock. With the penalty, the clock continued to wind, and there's zeros on the clock.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after these messages.
All right, as we open up the second quarter here. Hamburger.
Yeah, they look really good. Making me hungry.
What a great look at the burgers down there. Yeah, it's, my stomach is growling here. It's a 3rd and 7 here. It is a muffed exchange there. So now that's going to bring up a 4th down, and those Palmetto Tigers are going to go back to return the punt. And I see Maurice Carter will back things up, and that's not good news when you see that young man back there return a punt.
I agree with you 100%, but the issue, the challenge for East Lee has been just getting the punt off. They've had it snapped over his head. They've had it snapped to the side. He's had to kick it out of the end zone. They have had their struggles here.
This may be Marlon Medina back there to kick this one. And so now he's going to be waiting with his heels on the goal line. So we've got a timeout, stop a play.
They call a timeout just to...
Well,
the quarter had started. Yeah, they had run the play. Maybe they were
This just in, breaking news regarding the casting of the new Wizard film. Industry insiders are confirming that Jordan Varnador has signed on as the lead.
We will have more on this story as it develops. Sending it back to you guys in the booth. Thanks, Brian and Ken.
Thank you.
What's that?
That was a little bit of a Halloween spoof here on a light game, and I'm just praying that I'm not involved in one of those in the future, Ken.
I know you and me both.
Yeah, so
you and me both. Because
so now
it's so easy to do now.
a terrifying. Speaking of Halloween, a terrifying situation here for Marlon Medina.
Oh yeah, bless. Oh,
they
it's a
roll
low
it,
snap
and he gets it off.
Out of bounds. He kicked. No.
Oh, good. Really. You know what? Got to give him credit. Low snap. He's scared for his life, and he hits a nice old-school coffin corner kick out at the 40. You'll take it. You'll take it.
Yeah, and I'm sure the coach said just catch it, kick it. Don't worry about any of the other stuff. Just catch it and kick it. But he was probably waiting for that thing to go sailing over his head, and he had to play second baseman that time. And maybe we'll get a replay. He fielded it well and got it off, and prevented Carter from doing some damage, which we know he's very capable of. Could have taken that one right up the sideline and scored.
Yeah, and you'll never be as happy to get a 23-yard punt off or 24-yard punt off as that one right there, Ken.
That's
right?
in their longest of the night.
So the Tigers now with two receivers on the left side of the formation. Now moving a slot over there. They go jet sweep. Good block, and then nowhere to go. And this time it's Mo Carter. He gets the corner. Look out. It's going to be a foot race. He's trying to cut this one onside, powers through, and he's taken out of bounds at the 10-yard line. But, you can see the elusive speed by Maurice Carter.
And trying to take a little out of Jock's playbook, but he's running there, and the play's blown up by the East Lee defense, so he has to go back the other way. And then eventually takes it up the field for a decent game there and having a little fun there.
Yeah, and he picked up a good block that time by Nazir Pitchford downfield. Great to see. Now this time, Ashton Kelly is brought down, but he goes all the way to the 8-yard line. Now in the Heinz Law red zone are these Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, only the second, third rush for the Tigers tonight. They've been primarily throwing the ball here. Just he's a big body there. He's tough to bring down, and the defender there had to get carried for 3 or 4 yards. Look, he had him right at the line of scrimmage, but he's just churning and manages to get a few out of it.
Partridge in the backfield now. They creep up. Partridge creases them for the touchdown. Beautiful. Beautiful. You had the DN coming on a little blitz action over there. Kick out the defense, run the draw play. We used to be called a draw play underneath there, inside of the left tackle. Touchdown.
Yes, Partridge coming in with about 450 yards, mostly as the backup, and number 6 touchdown for Partridge. Is having a great season here.
Liam Harold awaits to fire this one through. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. So the Palmetto Tigers now with a 30-0 lead, 9:48 remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, complete game by the Tigers in all areas tonight, as expected. I think East Lee's just given their best effort, but they're just falling short. They just don't have the manpower to do this, and they'll start at the 20 again here and be forced to go the whole length of the field, which is already a daunting task for any team this season the Tigers have faced.
Getting some numbers out there for the Tigers. You have Jamari Demo Smith. That's Liam Harold's going to be kicking this one off. Get a kick of the beautiful floor from Minnesota Flooring. Lots of time left in this one, Ken,
Yes, definitely. And if Liam's kicking the rest of the night, I hope he gets perhaps a shot at a field goal, just to have that experience. Nice.
Oh, perfect high kick down to the 1 yard line. He's going to try to bounce it wide to the side. Now he cuts it up to the middle. Gets a block there. Looking for the edge and hustling over. And finally making the tackle there is number 22. And we know that is Tristan Ramirez. Tristan is a good-looking football player. I saw him. He wears that famous number of mine. But he's really got some good speed, because that could have gone all the way out of the barn.
Yeah, excellent run back. Good blocking there. Cutting it back upfield here.
For the Tigers, number 21, Jeffrey Douglas was running around without his lid on back there. I don't know if you picked that on the replay.
I missed that.
It's like, oh, dear.
That would be scary.
That's a scary thought. I saw the do-rag flying back there, and it's like, oh, and he's running through traffic. You know what? I don't think you're allowed these days to, pursue the play.
Come out. You have to come out for sure.
Yeah.
So great starting position for the Jaguars.
Antonio Walker was back there. Really good play by the Tigers. Involved in the play. Number 8 there for the Tigers is Kamari Hines. Really plugging things up that time. Also, I don't know if that was the new big baby, but Glenn Davis.
Yeah, just trying to look for somewhere to run, and you just run out of gaps, and because there's black jerseys there, and they finished them off.
Yeah, that was Glenn Davis over there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, Jalen Wester, I got a lot of love for Jalen. Played hoops with my son, and here such a
great athlete. Western Kentucky now in his last year of college.
But Glenn's a junior here. I guess, I'll make the transition as we go here. But, he looks pretty stout there along the defensive line. Pretty good size.
Yeah, we have some great underclassmen providing leadership on this team.
I like the front here for the Tigers. Bringing 5. Oh, look out from the backside. And there you saw number 27 for the Tigers. And that was Jamari Demo Smith,
who's actually had 13 stops this year for the Tigers. So, just having all these players getting the opportunity to play, because we're going to have these one-game seasons starting up here in a couple of weeks, and having that game time experience is truly valuable.
And he's a junior, and he's 6 foot, 190, and he came off the, he probably could morph up to a DN position. He also can play that fourth linebacker. You've got your two interior, which is kind of a safety.
Yes, he can play two levels there.
Yeah, he has that skill set and size.
Yes. Yeah, and that is a definite plus.
And that's weird to see because we see Zion Roberson is able in that position to make those types of play. And then the backup, he didn't fall off at all there, did he, Ken?
No.
Age spell not enough as Jordan Varnador recast as the Wizards' great-grandfather.
Oh, my. I think
You know why his hair is a little lighter there? Because he runs with your son. And you never know when your son is going to throw up terrifying stuff like that on you, Ken?
That's true.
And it goes both ways. All I got to say, guys, is on this night, Ken and I, we'll be hiding when you come up with that awful look when we, usually that look comes in as we remove our hats for the national anthem, those kind of transitions.
Yes.
We're standing now, so we're kind of outside of the range of the PTZ camera up here, guys.
I can just put my hand right over
There
it.
you go, Ken. Fun night for football here. Tigers coasting along with a 30-0 lead here. And this one is a third and, call it, very long 14. New quarterback into the game. He looks and he throws it, and it's going to be picked off. And there's that number 22, double deuces, and that is Tristan Ramirez.
Yeah, first time they've thrown all night, and maybe now we know why. There was a receiver in the vicinity, but great job by the safety there, getting the nice INT. Did his job. He had his eyes on, watching the quarterback's eyes as you watch him back. He's back there in the back, and he just steps right in there and makes the catch. Great
catch.
Job. Yeah.
Really good job.
You watch that quarterback's eyes there, and he's telegraphing it right there as Chase Henson's getting ready to lay into him, along with Rump.
You know what makes it tough to throw the ball? Dirty pockets.
Exactly.
Dirty pockets, man. That is a filthy, dirty pocket to throw the ball out of. 7:39 on the clock here. The Palmetto Tigers take over. That's Ashton Kelly. And he drives forward, runs a defender over, and he didn't think he's down, and they did blow the whistle, so he's going to be down at the 29. And we do have an injury on the field down there. But Ashton.
That's about where he thought he came down. Yeah, Hennessy just handed the ball off to him, and he's off to the races. Good blocking down there, downfield.
Let's see. He is not down yet. That forearm went down with the ball, so he's down there.
Yeah.
He's down there.
The knee was pretty close, but you picked up on the forearm.
He got the forearm.
Regardless, I love the effort.
Yeah.
And the heads up.
I think they missed the spot by 2.5 inches though, so that's just terrible officiating.
Oh my goodness! We're going to have to turn them in.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Now the guy was right. The official right on it. Watch his forearm.
Right there. Yep.
Right there.
But here's the effort.
I love it.
That we're looking for. That hey, I'm just going to keep going. They didn't get me. They'll have to tell me I'm down.
And Maurice Carter looking to find another block downfield. This time they throw the bubble screen out. They're going to get into the block. This one is going to be Maurice Carter. Horse Carl had shaked it, and he's still going forward. All the way down to the 5-yard line. I tell you what, man.
It's like he had a little area to run through, and you had all those where you go through practice where they have those blocking dummies and they try to knock the ball loose. But you see the
right there, a little bit of horse.
Right there, yeah, the horse collar. And he's just doing that on his own. He's already passed his blockers.
Unreal. And then he lost the ball, and it comes right back down to him.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
He avoided a shot there.
Option, and that's going to be easy sled for Ashton Kelly for this touchdown. So the Palmetto with a 36-0 lead. I got an interesting stat from Maurice Carter. I don't think we got it on the thing. And I was talking about how great Hennessy. I talked to his Michael Hennessy, and I was talking about how many touchdowns does he have, the ones counting the game. And Mike, being a team player along with his son, he says, no, the leading QBR in the county is not Matthew, and we'll talk about that later. Liam Harrell is going to go back to kick this one. 36-0, the Tigers are leading. Ferguson with a snap. Beautiful snap. Ball is spotted, and the kick is good. All right, so we've got an official water break on the field, Ken. You know, what we've seen out of the Tigers. I'm going to tell you how much this Palmetto team loves each other, right? So I'm talking to Michael Hennessy, Matthew's dad, and he says, actually, Matthew doesn't have the highest QBR, and he has an efficiency number that's – let's go, Bill.
In a wild turn, actor and chicken farmer Jordan Varnador is no longer part of the Wizard franchise. Director says he's just too old.
Too old.
Oh, having a lot of fun with that. But back to my conversation with Mike Hennessy. He said, actually, my son doesn't have the highest QBR. And I'm like, what? You know, and I know he completes 68%. And it looks like the one. He says, no, that's Maurice Carter. And also yards per catch, you know, he passing. So we had a halfback toss this year with Maurice.
Last week
in
the district championship
so he's
game.
one for one, 84 yards per completion. And last year he had 2 throws also for completion. So Maurice Carter our halfback has never thrown an incomplete pass in a high school football game. And that information was provided by Matthew's father, which shows love of the team, right? Just when I was going to hype his son.
Absolutely.
Now, Liam Harold approaches this one, and he drives that one. It's a high kick. It's going to be in the end. Oh, he calls a –
oh, they're going to let him run it out.
They're going to let him run it out. And he's all the way to the 35-yard line. I thought the ball was definitely over the plane of the end zone there, Ken.
Yeah, it looked like we can see it again. It like he was straddling the end zone.
All the ball has to do is touch the front of the plane.
Front of the plane, absolutely.
So maybe should have been a touchback.
And I thought they were going to cover this one a little bit better. They had the sideline covered, boxed in, but then he was able to get around it to get a good, decent run back. So good field position.
Yeah, here we may get a look on the replay, you know, at that, but you could see he was near the end zone there, and it was very close. Ball will start the good possession at the 35-yard line. So the Jaguars, with 6 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock, trail the Tigers.
Yeah, he was standing on the line.
But that ball.
And see, they had him boxed in here too, and he was still able to get to the outside.
And a great return by the young man, but I do not have him updated on my roster, and I apologize to his family.
Defensive penalty. That's been the highlight of their whole game tonight, has been the 2 kickoff returns.
Now, there's a lot of change in the personnel here for the Tigers. You know, one of the things we saw early on this year, as with many years in the past, was an excessive amount of penalties. And that has haunted the Tigers in regional playoffs. You don't look at that in a game like tonight because there's so many different rotations going in there tonight with the Tigers. Not as big of a deal tonight. But that one will get you, as we've seen as Palmetto fans, you know, when the big games come, championship games, championship teams play great defense, and they also play penalty-free football.
Yes, win the special teams and win the penalties, and you've increased your chances immensely, regardless of opponent.
It's very much like the kicking stat that we talked about earlier. You know, teams having to start out at 20. Think about it. When you give up 160 yards of penalties, you've given a team a touchdown, and you know, from the goal line, put them into their own field, you know, in the scoring position twice. You know, so. That's one thing we over the years we'd love to see cleaned up here at Palmetto High School. This time they got the new quarterback in there, dives forward, gain of about, didn't get a very good spot right at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they're just still running this Wildcat with number 5s in there. trying to attack different gaps and just not having much success with it.
5:17, clock winding here. 37-0, Palmetto Tiger lead. Beautiful Florida night here for football. A little bit cool for me.
Oh, I love it. This is what we have. We never saw 70 degrees in our whole time up in East Tennessee. So we brought it back with us. And we came back in the rain, too, as the front came through. Oh, nice.
Man.
Wow.
Man, what a hit by Kamari Hines. 230.
Watch. So looking for a hole there and just lowers the boom.
Oof.
Oh, my. Then gets a little help there from number 10.
And also number 90 on
Glenn
the play.
Davis.
Tyron Harris, I believe.
Yes.
No, it was Glenn Davis. It was Glenn Davis.
Glenn
so,
Davis.
yeah, absolutely. Man, that was wicked. If I could get in touch with Bill, I'd like to, what did that sound like, or what did that feel like on the Arctic Air sideline?
Well, guys, let me tell you, it sounded great. It sounded great. And let me tell you what, I got to give the coaches and a lot of props. The guys that are into this game, they are not taking this lightly. And even right now, they're talking about, let's go, even though we're getting to see some of the backups play, which is nice. So all in all, I feel great that the team is prepared to play tonight, regardless of the score. And you got to give the coaches all that credit for that.
Yeah, that's a great point, Bill, from our Arctic Air sideline. It's hard to compete when you know the opposition.
Exactly.
You and I, Ken, played in some basketball games where we were busting the clock and beating the teams by 60, and it's kind of hard to stay focused on a game,
Yes, they're called trap games. You start looking ahead and you forget about what's right there in front of you, and you get trapped.
Run left, and they hit the bad snap exchange. And then finally brought down there by number 32 for the Tigers, and that's Dominic Rector, the senior.
Senior getting some playing time and getting his name on TigerVision. He wasn't a part of it, but he just stayed with his pursuit. Initially, looks like 27 held him down, and then Dominic came in and look at that form tackle. Pulling them down.
And Jamari, everybody's had that happen to you when they fumble on a kickoff or something, then they pick it up, it freezes you. Because because he saw that the quarterback bobbling the ball, and it'll get you.
It will get you.
It'll get you. Brings up another punting situation.
Looks like a quick kick.
Boy, this is a very short. This is 11-yard depth.
He is a quick kick. Look, so there's.
He has to have a one-step approach on this, Ken.
Yeah, he looks very much so like because he's actually 11. Usually 13 to 14 is what you want, but this is dangerous.
And you only got one protector back there.
One protector, and your snaps have been a little questionable tonight. They've been over your head, and then you've had to play second base and try to field it. You don't want to be a punter having to deal with that stuff.
It's a wrong night to do that. It's like you don't walk down that long hall and go in that door, and that's what you're seeing at 11-yard depth on this with one up back and the Tiger.
He's still at 11, and if the up back backs up just a little bit, he's going to kick it right into him.
Oh, good.
Rush did. It happened.
There you go.
That it happened.
He kicks it into his butt. Just what we talked about, Ken.
Yeah, exactly. Those couple yards just made a difference. But, again, they might have been trying to make an adjustment here.
1, 2, 3, 4 kick.
Yeah. So you need to be 13 and not 11. That's a disaster.
Yeah. And you could see for the Tigers, and he's been very active. Jamari Demo Smith has been involved in – several plays, probably 50% of the last series.
Yeah, he's their best player. They're just trying to get him out there, just doing whatever he can. So another short field here for the Tigers. I mean, how much more will we
probably not
See
going to
Hennessy.
Hennessy's still out there. Fakes it, and it's just a bubble screen. And this Jeremiah Washington, and it's a nice little gain on the play of a couple. Let's see where they spot, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, he's the senior wide receiver. He had one catch coming in tonight and for a touchdown. Nice catch.
And Jeremiah had a big kick return. Remember that game where he broke out as an up back, deep back,
Yes.
and he looked like a skilled returner, because at Palmetto even the up backs can fly, and he's one of those. Good size. And this one's Cam Davis.
Look at that. That was impressive.
And he all the way to the 12-yard line. So you saw the Cameron Houston with a great run.
Yeah, he's coming in. That's just his sixth carry on the season. He got a touchdown. Junior, I loved his footwork there. Making a nice run. Can smell that end zone.
And the reason why Matthew Hennessy is not leading the Suncoast in passing statistics, total yardage, because game after game after game, a balanced offense, the backs are going for 200-plus yards, per game. This time he throws the slant, and he's got him for incomplete. Maurice thought he had that one. We'll get a good look on it on our TigerVision shot. That looks like Chris Kalchek back there, doesn't it?
That is Chris Kalchek that made the call. He's way back here. You see him running the slant. And
that's a catch.
Maybe Chris didn't see. So looks good
he
there.
He had that sleeve underneath there. Looked like a catch. Let's look at that one again.
Running across the field.
Got that?
He watched it in. He's made an athletic move. Knees down. Comes down. He's covering the ball.
Ball's on top of his forearm. That's a catch.
He's holding it.
Yeah.
Gonna run it again.
Oh, got him out there, and it's in for 6, and that's Maurice Carter. And just,
So
easy.
if at first you don't succeed, try again. Instead of running to the inside on the slant, and him and Kalchek are having some words, you run it to the outside, and the defender, he just threw it right over the defender there. Just didn't get there quick enough to deflect it for yet another touchdown. Hennessy came in tonight with 22 TDs and just 4 interceptions. That's 3 or 4 more to his numbers.
Yeah.
And he's got great numbers that I like, are the completion percentage, and
that one's blocked. He got a high snap there, and they can't advance that.
No, they can't.
You're so right, Ken.
He doesn't have to throw for 300 yards a game, even though he could. For this team to be successful, as you talked about the balance area, we've got the three-headed monster on the running backs and as well as with the receiver. Let's watch this again. Yeah, somebody must have just missed the block. That was too easy.
And he got a really good jump to block a kick with your knee.
Coming in on the outside there.
That's rare to do.
You have to be quick to do that.
Yeah, to get the ball off your knee, your shin. That was incredible. But Tigers do have a 43-0 lead. We're going to pick it up. We were talking about Hennessy. What I like about Hennessy, and I watch guys on Saturday a lot, a lot of those guys. But he seems to make the right reads, the right plays at the right times. At the right times. When you have a 3rd and 11, there's that 13-yard route, or you have a first. He'll take a 9-yard completion instead of trying to throw the 60-yarder down there in triple coverage, And I was listening to Shane Matthews talk, who was a 14-year-old NFL veteran. He says, I don't care how far you can throw it and how fast you can run it. It has nothing to do with quarterback play, and you see that from Hennessy. Kid can just play.
Yeah, very, very cerebral. He's very coachable, and he has picked up this offense that, Coach Sanders has had a lot of success, and we've had to go through it when he was with Braden River, when we were battling them in the district many years ago, and again, a 70% completion rate. High school is just phenomenal. That's what they try to achieve on Sundays, and even on Saturdays that would be a phenomenal number. And his quarterback rating is also not compared to Carter's with his 1-for-1 for 84 yards, but the quarterback rating and his completion percentage is what I like.
And you got to remember, he's got these running clock games where he doesn't play, and he had half a game that was forfeited because of weather delay.
Exactly.
So that has to, and he plays in a balanced offensive system. And now, all together, you got to have a great defensive line. You got to have some dudes out there at receiver. He absolutely has both. He has all the components.
He's got an offensive line that first of all, we have a pretty much healthy team. Offensive line has been together all season, so they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they're working together as a unit. That's great for the running game, and then. He's got all the weapons to throw it to run first, and then the pass. A lot of times they just try to grind the ball, and then they open it up. It's just very balanced. And if I was defensive coordinator, that is tough to prepare for.
They got an injury on the field there. Didn't catch the number.
Maybe
on that.
Bill can get him.
Bill, did you get a good look at the injury down there?
I think he's a lot of backwash there, but hopefully
they're tending to cheerleaders are taking a knee, so looks like he's up.
And again, I apologize for not having the name of that young man. He's come in as a backup quarterback. He looks like he's a tremendous athlete. May have come up from the JV group. Very tall, very athletic, and but no updated roster. So I'm sorry about that for our friends watching in from Lehigh Acres. There's my guy. See Toma on the replay right there. That's the guy that feeds me statistics, and Kyle's
and
his brother. They're just fantastic. It keeps us up to date, makes our lives easier when we're calling numbers and players and we get them right. You can credit the Thomas for getting that to us.
He's such a humble young man too, a great coach. He works great with our kickers and special teams, and it's very evident in their play.
That's a big dude, number 2. That guy's obviously not on the roster. I'm going to guess because they only have 4 200-pounders on this roster. So I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to pick them up.
Stephen Alexis is listed as 6 foot 203, but that's number 10, and that's not the same guy. So but that was a big kid.
So it looks like with their Wildcat, they were trying to run a little misdirection and snapping it to the back who was heading in motion towards the sideline, the visiting team sideline. See a direct snap. He is a big kid.
Yeah, and making a play again over there is number 27, Jamarius Demo Smith.
Yeah, Palmetto defense, not full strength tonight, playing with backups and hopefully some.
And
JV. They're doing just wonderful.
So as we close the halftime here, and we're going to go into the Richardson-Stinton halftime report, we're going to get some statistics in from Stephen Johnson in our Atlanta studio. The Palmetto Tigers with a 43-0 lead as the Palmetto Tiger Band will take the field here shortly. Here's some statistics here.
Okay, Tigers clicking on all cylinders. Jaguars with no yards, 20 rushing yards, 20 total yards, almost nearly 200 for the Tigers. Again, a very balanced look for the Tigers with 89 rushing yards and 108 yards passing yards. You would think with the score the way it is, that why are those numbers so close? Why do they only have 197 yards? Just because they're playing on short fields, Brian.
And that is what we always talk about with that, starting out on the 20 all the time, and it doesn't help when you can't get a punt off. And then if your best punt of the night looks wonderful and it's only a 23-yarder. So that's a combination of how you can, get such low numbers for the Tigers, really. and 43 points.
And even some of their, we don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. And Hennessy's got great numbers again, but there's numbers that we like better. But, they're playing on short fields. And
so we'll take it to the break here and the Richardson-Stenton halftime show.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. TigerVision is brought to you in part by Conley Buick GMC, Arctic Air, Heinz Law, Duet Pools, Richardson Stenton Roofing, Palmetto Bait and Tackle, Clicking Spree, Garrett Richard, Bull and Tiger Insurance, Coastal Mobile Screens, Burton Trucking, and WB3.
Hello, I'm Greg Ellie of the Prosperity Group. Do you have an annuity? You hear a lot of things in the internet about annuities. You hear how bad they are, yet about 80% of people have some form of annuity. Many of you have an annuity that's probably over 2 to 3 years old. Did you know that right now you could refinance that annuity and potentially get higher guarantees, greater income, even if you've already started income? If you want to learn about it, go to mymoneyissafe.com.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. a thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. The next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Hey guys, it's Alan Conley from Conley Buick GMC. Halftime's almost over, so make sure you stay tuned. Go Tigers!
Great job by PHS Marching Band. Fans, down at the left end zone, we will be having a kicking contest with the winner receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Once again, fans, on the left end zone, we will be having a kicking contest with the winner receiving a $1,000 scholarship.
So, a great contest.
Feels good to come out here, support, and kick. I love playing football. I used to play it back, so it feels great to come out here. Hi.
All right, guys, there you have it. Co-champions for the kicking contest. Well done, guys.
They're going to run the clock. I think the seniors would rather play some quarters and rush to go start down the maybe on here. Am I in the wrong? Hey, band, real quick. So, instead of us rushing to eat and then rushing to come back and then missing most of third and fourth quarters, we're going to stay in the stands, play one last couple times for our seniors, have a lot of fun, eat afterwards. The clock's going to run, okay? So enjoy, sit down, chill out. Third quarter is starting soon. We'll play some quarters out, we'll have a ton of fun, and play the fight song even more. Go band! Fight song 10 more times. What are you trying to do? Good sister or something?
All right, Jaden. Air hug. Lettuce. All I see right now is that. No, you can't cover it.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. TigerVision is brought to you in part by Conley Buick GMC, Arctic Air, Heinz Law, Duet Pools, Richardson Stenson Roofing, Palmetto Bait and Tackle, Clicking Spree, Garrett Richard, Bull and Tiger Insurance, Coastal Mobile Screens, Burton Trucking, and WB3.
Back to live action here, 1:04 on the clock here before we start the second half. And here on Halloween night, speaking of spooky, if you watch that run there, that was about a negative tide, and you're running a boat through there. If you watch the little coming in there, and you can see that is a nice Florida boat with a jack plate on that thing, running in some terribly skinny water here on Halloween night. So you're getting a good look at the game tonight, Ken. It's kind of been a fun game to call. No surprises.
Definitely no surprises. Tigers clicking on all cylinders: offense, defense, special teams. Full, complete effort. Starters have played well. The backups have played very well tonight. Called a lot of different names that we normally don't call. Probably we'll see a running clock here shortly as we get underway.
Yeah, let me go through and nab the 16 Palmetto seniors here on senior night. You know, we're going to have more games here at Palmetto because we're going further down the road. But number 0, Mike Rump. Number 1, Zion Roberson. Number 6, Jeremiah Patterson. Number 11, Kyron Davis. Number 12, Jay Washington. 13, Zorian Jolly. 20, Rex Swartz. 21, Jeffrey Douglas. 23, Anthony Peanut Clements. 24, linebacker Paul Moore. 32, Dominic Rector. Number 41, Bryce Sanders. Number 51, Ethan Piles. Number 66, Guillermo Perez. Number 70, Michael Sanders. Number 71, Stefan Aristel. And number 88, Anthony Hill, to name those 16 seniors here.
16 seniors, not a huge class, but they have provided a lot of great leadership for the underclassmen, and following Coach Sanders' vision for the program, and very, very proud of them. And they were all recognized here prior to kickoff, and a lot of them in the ACE program, a lot of them in leadership. Not only the football team, but the cheerleaders and the band. They recognized all of them. A lot of them heading off into the college. It's very, very exciting. Very exciting times here. We close out the regular season, and we'll start thinking playoffs here. Not too much longer.
No, I wanted to say a shout out to some folks watching us in from Michigan today. So, we have Aunt Craig, and we have great grandmother Joni, and then we have Auntie Bonnie and Aunt Debbie watching in from Michigan.
Do we know where in Michigan?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's a big state, too, so I'm not going to guess.
Big state, and then they have North Michigan and then regular Michigan. I follow a wiffle ball, the major league wiffle ball out of Brighton, Michigan, which is just to the west of Detroit. They had their semifinal today. Watched it at 4 o'clock. There's some people we know getting ready to kick off here at halftime. But thank you all from watching in. It's nice and cool here. So if it's cool here, it's got to be cold up in Michigan right now.
Yeah, and then the group, Brandon's group, watching from Texas. That's pretty cool. Watching from And we had people watching us from Maine, and actually here on TigerVision is presented by Conley Buick GMC. They're talking about the running clock scenario with the coaches out there right now. For the second half, but we've actually been watched from 90 miles from being the furthest spot on the globe. We've been watching in Cuba. Vietnam, and that's probably one of those. In Iceland, we've been watched there, and so we appreciate. We do have we were voted the number 1 sports stream in the world in 2019, I believe. But we do. You know why? It's because we have the number 1 fans. We have those fans I promise you this, Lori Moffitt is watching us from wherever she is tonight. Probably the #1 TigerVision fan. But
hands down. Every year she's a big Gator. So she follows her Tigers and she follows her Gators, just like my play-by-play partner does. Very loyal, and we thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. So thank you for all of our longtime fans out here. It's always a pleasure to do these games. I'd say 95% of the crew that we have here with all the talent are Palmetto High graduates. We've all been Palmetto High graduates, and most of us live in Palmetto. Most of us just blocks away from this place. So now it's time for the kick, and get a kick of having a beautiful floor from our friends at Minnesota Flooring. And this time Liam Harold is going to kick this one away. Back to return this one is number 8, and I have no...
He's done everything for them tonight, it seems like. Offense, defense.
That's Speedy Rodriguez.
He's been the up back.
That's Speedy Rodriguez, I think we went with, and this time he watches that. Liam Harold. And that one was 4 yards deep all the way across the field. It's easier to get that kind of depth when you're kicking it straight down the field.
On.
But that's the football field's, 53 1/3 across?
Yeah, he probably lined up on that hash. So, yeah, he had, another 15 or 20 yards there.
Right. So
to add on to that, again, great weapon, and he's got a lot of years ahead of, a lot more years for him. We're going to see him kick the ball.
Yeah, Liam will be kicking for somebody on Saturday also. You can see his leg talent. He will be kicking somewhere.
Somewhere. He keeps developing, and got great coach in there with Coach Toma.
One of the ones that I like to watch here is number 40 here, and that is Colin Hanlon. He has been excellent in linebacker plays, played a lot with the ones this year. Now he comes through the middle, ball's on the ground, and no, he did not recover it. It looks like the Tigers have the ball. Hopefully that quarterback or whoever didn't have an arm injury there.
Yeah, just a busted play. Yeah, they're all everything. Just mishandled the snap, and one of their guys blocked our guy to where the ball was, and he might have helped recover that.
And Hanlon was involved in the play, just on cue. We talked about him pre-snap wiggling around. It looked like that the Tigers had the ball, and then another number out there. This young man has such a beautiful set of his hair. It's all the way down to where what we would have a girdle pad back in the day. But
yeah,
and we're unable to make a call because I don't have him here on the roster. So that's too bad, because he came out of there. We started flashing the celebration lights. It got dark, and then he popped out from the pile after the fact with the ball.
Yeah, exactly. As our students are excited with the Tigers coasting here 43-0 with the running clock.
2nd and 15 now. And they did recall the recovery there.
They actually lined up in other than a wildcat mode there with a back behind the quarterback.
So that's why you never quit on a play. The play before that, as the celebration lights went down, and after that light blinked the first time, he came out with a ball, and that's why you never quit. And I wish I had his name. And I went daily to Max Preps and hourly today. All right, so 10-11. Looking at some of the great shots that we've had tonight and that clear look that you have. Look at that hero shots, and you see these numbers and the players. It's all made possible. After this next play, we're going to take a peek inside what we call the TigerVision stress box, which is a very spooky place to be tonight. It's tough back there. 9:50 on the clock. This time, number 8. We're going to call this Delgado back there, and nowhere to go. Breaks out of a tackle, and he's probably had forward progress out of the end zone. Now,
what are they going to do here?
Hey, maybe we'll get a pylon shot on this one. Okay, he's down at the 1 yard line.
Oh, okay.
Okay, down at the 1 yard line. Guys, if the pylon cam is engaged there, that would be a good look on that one. Okay, so we didn't get that look tonight, but let's take a peek inside of that stress box back there, Ken.
Okay, there's where the magic happens. There they are.
Chad, Jordan, James.
Kevin, I think Bree's
Bree's
in
back
there.
in there. Kevin.
Bree keeps them straight.
Oh, mercy.
And there it is. Because we got football weather tonight, they can have their door open and they just kick Kevin out. Now watch this punt from this is
another terrifying situation.
Oh,
he gets it out. No, his best punt of the night. Roll ball. Checks up.
Okay.
And then a good hustling down there. The ball is down at the 25-yard line.
So a 24-yard punt. It didn't bounce his way.
Didn't catch a break, but that was number 11, Antonio Walker, going back there and punting the ball. That was
it's terrifying enough when you're 13 or 14 back, but when that thing's right on the goal line, it gets real cramped there. You can see their eyes looking at you that they want to block it. There's camera, one of our cameras.
That's another hard job. Yeah, taking a peek in there. I thought we saw a coach without a headset there. So that would mean the game is at ease now. Cam Houston runs that one to the center of the line, and he goes for a pretty decent game, and it's going to bring up a second and a long 5. We'll call it second 6.
Yeah, he ran untouched until 4 or 5 yards before he was finally brought down. They're opening up nice holes for the backs to run through, as it's been all night. Got a new quarterback.
Oh, high snap. Gets a good bounce. Makes a miss. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's still alive, Brian.
Still alive. Shakes a tackle or two.
Oh, wow.
So here's what you do. You bail out the team. You're back there, and you take a huge loss of yardage on that play for the sake of the team, right? You could just sit there and watch that ball roll.
Yeah. Yep. This just killed his average.
Yeah.
But, again, I'd rather have my average cut and that I know I'm going to be playing in a couple weeks in front of a home crowd here in the quarterfinals with an opportunity for 2 more home games.
Now, this will be a fun look for the new quarterback in the game. Now, he's got a really nice arm. He throws a left-handed ball, really can spin the beam. He throws it down there, got a man.
Got him.
And it is pretty good defense there, deflected, incomplete. And that was a pretty good toss there by number 13. And on my jersey roster here, I've got the wrong one. I've got Zorian Jolly.
Yeah, that's what the roster
got him
says.
listed as a DB. Let me see.
Nice throw. I love the throw. Reminded me of Kenny Stabler.
It's got to be Jabari Sanders, the JV coach that came up. He's lefty, and so what I had here on Max Preps, hasn't been updated, and I got to peek at another roster here. And let's see. So we've got Jabari Sanders on this one.
4th and 22, and we're going to go for it here. See what happens.
He tried to get Cameron Houston out there, Hamilton, the last time. This time he's rolling, and he is going to be sacked. And a helmet came off late there. Play by number 69. I got an actual name here, Jatral Trammell.
So he's looking at his receivers. They were actually well covered down the field. They were both running slant routes down the deep routes, and they were going to throw up the home run ball, but they were well covered. And it was the quarterback's helmet, Sanders' helmet, that came flying off.
Kind of hard to do that without a little assistance.
Jordan
right?
Barnador to celebrate yet another birthday. The TigerVision co-founder is turning 38 years old, and we wish him well.
Oh, what
it's a good
to
one.
Be 38 years old.
Oh yeah, say hello to the crypt keeper there, son. So yeah, congratulations with that birthday coming up just around the corner. If you need to know what year that was, and before looking at that shot, you need to call Diane because she's more on top of that than I am. But very proud of Jordan. I'm proud of everything he does for the community and the work that he does behind us in that stress box with your son. It's just incredible. It's incredible.
Chad's is right around the corner. It seems like with there was like 5 or 6 of them, and they had a birthday in every different month that we would celebrate a different birthday with a whole different experience, and they milked it.
That was so fun when Luke, Jordan, and Chad playing for the Palmetto Trojans when they won that championship.
Oh, yeah.
That was,
Luke Bussell was, he was the guy. Oh,
there's the quarterback. He's got some good. Oh, he took a low hit to the leg there. Hopefully he's okay.
Tigers saying they got the ball. Nope, I was going to call it down.
Yeah, talking about those 3 Palmetto grids we were just talking about. You didn't see it. He took a real shot low.
Yeah.
Oh, the ball was out. And hustling back to get that one. A good play by the offensive unit to scramble and get that one. But I remember in the championship game, your son, Chad, rushes the quarterback. He throws it in. Luke is playing linebacker, tips it. Jordan's playing safety and intercepted in the end zone.
Oh.
You remember that play? It was bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Wow.
Yeah, and now those guys, Luke does a public address here for Palmetto High School. He had a sip of coffee with USF. And Chad and Jordan behind us, do so much for us. Pretty cool. Happy Halloween,
cool.
guys.
Happy Halloween.
Second 5 here. 4:01. He's running whole way. He's going to try to give him the lame leg, and that ain't going to work. So a loss of 3. You know what the lame leg is, Ken? It's when you throw that one leg in there real slow, and then you turn on the jet. Well, you could see the Palmetto Tiger. Watch this right here.
Yeah.
Watch it, see?
You already have him running east and west, and there's just more and more black jerseys getting ready to pop him, and there's just nowhere to go.
So 3rd and 6 here for the Tigers. 3:22 on the clock in this winding clock here in the third quarter. It's good to see all these new faces out there for the Tigers, Ken. And they're doing a very good job. Jeffrey Douglas out there playing corner right now. Looks very, very speedy. He's got a really good-looking receiver across the line of scrimmage. So that'll be a good matchup. Now the Tigers bring a little pressure. They bring 6. Throws it out there, and incomplete pass brings up another punting situation.
Yeah, it looked like the Tigers blitzed on the outside, both outsides. Looks like he might have had a jam thumb there, trying to catch that ball. But
Ken, I was thinking that the guys weren't playing for the Trojans; they were playing for the Jaguars that year when they won it, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think the Trojans might have been one of the teams.
Going back to the youth behind us to make all this stuff work here on Halloween night. Not 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Tigers do not have anybody back.
So here there's that.
They're going to send 7.
11-yard depth again. He gets this one off toward the left sideline. Oh, make the play, and we'll get that on the highlight. Really good catch over there on the sideline by either staff personnel or it's got to be somebody connected with the Palmetto staff.
Yeah, he showed some good hands there and doing a little celebrating there.
Oh, that's Jock. Yeah, that's Jock Harris over there. Okay, so Jock has put his gear on there.
Oh, there, yeah.
Yeah. Sees number 3.
He's just so if it's close to him, he's going to catch it even with one hand. He's catching it with one hand.
Oh, come on, man. We're going to show this guy's highlight when he's catching balls and his slides on the sideline. Man, we just too much love for Jock Harris tonight. Now the Tigers, 1st and 10, they have the ball at the 30-yard line. Commanding lead here, 1:04 on the clock, leading 43-zip. High snap. Good looking run. Cam Houston. Man, knifes all the way, lunges that ball across the 40, which would be the first yard mark. Give it to him.
Yeah, hats off again to the offensive line. Just manhandling the Jaguars' defensive line. They just bigger and stronger and faster and allows the back just to run through and do their thing and move the chains.
Looks like a Wildcat snap here, perhaps, for Cam Houston, but he's running right sidecar. He takes that one and he stumbles, and a gain of about half a yard on the play.
Yeah, I think the 40-yard line marker got him on that one, tripped on it.
So the clock winds to zeros. Let's take a break at the end of the third quarter.
You're watching Tiger Vision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. A thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
Fourth quarter action begins. Palmetto Tigers on offense, second down. The clock, we're just waiting. We're allowing the personnel to substitute. They had 12 on the field, did the Jaguars. And so they got an assist there from the crew. Little mercy help there.
There we go.
11 on the field now. Jamari Sanders looks, boy, that's a nice looking throw, but he threw that one behind the slanting receiver. So that.
Yeah, that was Jay Washington, ran a beautiful route, a slant route across the middle, and if he'd have just thrown it a little more in front of him, he would have hit his head up against the goalpost on that one. That was had touchdown all over it. It had beaten the defender.
Now Hunter Ferguson, the long snapper, comes in, and Hunter's also an excellent quarterback. He lines up at the tight end slot. One receiver on each side of the floor. High snap, really good play by Houston. He drives forward, first down, great run.
Yeah, he's running it tough tonight, taking advantage of getting these snaps tonight. That's a couple of first downs. He's helped move the chains here for the Tigers here. Great effort.
I think I may have played with his grandfather, Renee Houston. Pretty good sized linebacker for us back there. A couple years back.
Couple years back.
Now 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball on the 48. Nice run by Cam. Look at him driving forward. Another first down. Tell you what.
He wants that ball. My goodness. Somebody reminded him that we're at a running clock. He's trying to bouncing off tackles, keeping those legs churning and running tough there. Love it. Love the effort. That's at least 3 times here in the second half he has moved the chains.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a look at the receiver over there, Tarian Martin. Pretty good looking receiver, and they throw it out to him there. Nice. Completion. I thought that was getting set up pretty well. As the huddle broke, I thought that's going to be a shot to number 29. So that was
number 12. Number 12 caught that.
Oh, 12 caught that. Okay, so that was Jay Washington.
Jay Washington, the senior receiver, getting some action.
So the Palmetto Tigers just outside of the Heinz-Law red zone. Another handoff. He's following his blocking. Good blocks in front of him. Dances. He is in for the touchdown, Tigers. I tell you what, man. Houston's a good one. Cameron's he's got some good stuff as he shows it. Good blocking out in front too, Ken.
Absolutely. Not only good blocking, but watching him follow his blocks. There was several times there where you saw him lining up his blockers and following them. He's following the tackle right there. Now he's following Washington, who was blocking to get in front of those other two players, and skirted around them and got the score. So great effort. I just love that this group was able to get the ball, march down the field, and score on a legitimate drive.
I've got two different roster looks on that. I didn't get a 53 that was out leading on that one on the block. Let's see that. There's before that block. So there's two good blocks on that play. Now your Palmetto Tigers with a 50-0 lead. Running clock here in the fourth quarter. 8:03 on the clock. Well, Ken, we talked about might have a running the clock game and how we may keep them entertained here. So
Yes.
I was thinking, get the tap shoes maybe and some soft sand out there in front of you. What do you got for me tonight?
I don't know. I just know at the beginning of the game I had predicted 57, and we're sitting at 50. So I'd be happy if they just left it at 50 here and call it a night. They have played well. It was expected. One computer ranking had them at 47-0. Another one had them 74-0.
Yeah.
So it's just somewhere in the middle there. They're going to be sitting on top of the region, which is, you can win the district. That's good, but you also, if you're on top of the region, that means you could have up to 3 home games if you win each week.
Good look at Liam Harold. Coming in the game late there for the Tigers, number 34, Josiah Washington. And Harold drives the kick, and that one's going to be, how about that, 8 yards deep in the end zone.
8 yard right on the M.
Straight down the middle.
And it's still moving. It's trying to get to the track there. It's trying to make it over to the athletic director, but it fell just a little short.
How about that? So it's a water break right now. We may go to a little shot here, but I'll tell you why you need to hang here if we don't. First of all, you've got some really great talent with Liam Harold. That kid literally, I talked to my nephew who's just a wonderful offensive coordinator and over at Parrish, and they're doing great things.
Yeah.
And he said pregame, he's watching the punter and the kicker, and he's like, dang, that kid is really good. He's as good as I heard about it. Well, they were watching Liam. They were.
Every time you see Seth, it's just like, you can't have him either.
Yeah.
You can't have him.
But
you can look at him all you want and wish you had two kickers like that, but you can't have them.
He was very impressed, with the prowess of Liam, and then the thinking. And they're one thing that we're seeing here, like with Palmetto High School, we've got really good coaching and really good players and really good schemes. And so we've really got quite a bit of that going north of the river. And I would include Seth can dial him up too. He's a guy, I think they're, in this area. They had the loss to Palmetto, but haven't lost any other games. So north of the river, we're pretty sound over here.
Yeah, they're actually this week, they're sitting number 2 in the region, and we're back to action here.
So there's Hanlon back there, number 34 that we just mentioned earlier, and that's Josiah Washington. A 6-foot, 200-pound sophomore coming out of that. He'll be a linebacker or safety, but, I wish I was 200 pounds as a sophomore, Ken.
Yeah, that would have been an effort to get that much weight, because back then you're trying to gain weight, and then when you get older, you can't get it off.
Yeah, that 200 goal, and, Steve Johnson up there in our Atlanta studios would agree. We've all been trying to get to 200, but there was, a day or two in our lives where we actually were. We're looking at it from the other side of it now. But 5:46 on the clock here in the fourth. Great night here in Palmetto. Beautiful weather. And we really live in such a beautiful place here. And maybe we'll get the camera crew to give us some shots of that Skyway Bridge. But one reason you stick with us, look at all those scores there. You're looking at some NFL games as we're going through here, the ticker. If you've missed that feature on TigerVision, we always have those scores going across there. And, Ken, one of the things I enjoyed is the week that you did the Red Zone by yourself, where you had all the high school football games. There's a look at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. So our fans that are looking in from Canada, I know we do have some fans watching us from Canada tonight. the water temperature there is still in the upper 70s probably.
Yeah, it's 61 degrees right now here in Palmetto, but that's how you get to Palmetto when you're coming from St. Petersburg. You got to pay a toll to go over that bridge. It's like 160 feet high. We're back to action. That's how you get to Palmetto.
And it's really, we joke around. We look, we feel like we live in paradise. And, as you and I went to college a little north of here, Ken, you got those days when it was gray and rainy, and then you come back to Palmetto and you really don't smell the orange blossoms like we used to. You'd always smell the orange trees and blossom when you'd come down here to your spring break or whatever. It's just a wonderful place to live.
Absolutely.
So that's my endorsement for Manatee County and Palmetto there, Ken. Just a great place to be.
Yeah, I think they have found us.
And I think Larry Griffin's over here. So, okay, you get back to football, Brian, and the tap dancing show is over. But with 5 minutes on the clock, a tough situation for the Jaguars, trailing 50-0. And this is not going to help their production on the season. They came into the game 0-9, averaging 2.3 points per game. So, less than 3 points a game. So, kind of a rough year.
Yeah,
for this
especially
team.
the second half of the season, they haven't scored in over a month now, and so tough times. And you're only going to get better. They can learn from this, and who would have thought that Bayshore High School they lost last night to Lakewood Ranch, but Ace Sanders got them in the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, man, that dude, they ran a lot of Spurrier's plays. He was with South Carolina. It looked like the Spurrier passing tree. There's your 9 route, your 7 route, all of those vertical routes, and they've got some dudes. That game was tied up 20. I watched it. You could watch it on the MSTV game. You can pull that back up. At the end of the game, Bayshore was down big time. They were trailing, and it was a 21-21 tie. Bayshore receiver Dixon, who is a flyer, gets behind Gallisari from Lakewood Ranch, who's a very good cover corner.
Yes, he
gets
is.
behind him, 2 steps behind him. This thing's going to go for the Bayshore win. Ball right in his hands, went right through his hands. So, and then the outcome of the game. But they closed the gap, and it was good to see Ace over there and what he's done. And he's going to have to get the offensive and defensive line things shored up. But
he has the skill, people.
My word.
And he knows a little bit about that.
Oh, he had those guys in the routes, making the right throws on time, running the route depths good. It was a delight to watch the game. The coverage was good, too. It was fun to watch.
So Bayshore, if they had won that game, would have hosted in 2 weeks. But worst case, they're gonna be in the playoffs, but they'll probably be on the road.
Oh, Watson just
tossed it out of bounds.
Fumbles that one out of bounds. Tried to tuck that one away in the left arm to throw that right stiff arm during the transition. And that's okay because it's still a positive game.
Positive game, and a lot of times switches arms there, and it just kind of came out. You want to protect the ball by putting it in where the defense can't knock it out, and it just came out, and fortunately. It went out of bounds.
It's funny, his reaction, because I never like to have, my sleeves from the elbow down, because when you stick that ball up against your forearm, now Washington he goes for a big first down, and at that highlight you could see after the highlight, because he put that ball against his forearm and it slipped right out.
Slipped right out. Yep.
That's. So now we've got an injured player on the team, and it looks like it's Jay Washington.
Yeah. So hopefully he just got the breath knocked out of him. Great effort on the play, moved the chains, and did they throw the ball to him? There's some of our fans at the cut right there before you get into Sneed Island. Good to see you guys.
It's a fun place to play golf in the simulators. Any course you want to pick, it's a great place to play. And I did want to say tonight, at this time of the year, it's really time for a good special with one of our sponsors. We talked earlier, this press box was 130 degrees, about the wet pools. They have the spools and they have the pools and those kind of things. But now's a good time. It's not the busy season of the year. Now's the good time to go out there and grab a pool as things get cooler here.
Randy Holbrook will fix you right up.
Yep.
Thank you, Randy, for sponsoring. Looks like he's walking off. That's a good sign. He's holding his shoulder. Hopefully he's not too dinged up. The good thing the next week is makeup week for games across the state of Florida. The playoffs do not start to the 14th, so hopefully Jay, he's looking like he's going to be okay, but he'll have 2 weeks to get well for the playoffs because we're going to need him.
Camden Houston is now back in the backfield, and he's going to get the ball. Oh, boy, does he have a lane. Bounces it outside, now cuts it inside. He's going to get hit from the backside, hangs onto the football, gain of 9+, so he's just short of the first down.
Yeah, nice run. He might be our second half MVP here. The way he has just played hard. He's auditioning here, and if one of our backs goes down, this is puts us a good solid 4 deep at the running back position.
I would just take a knee here at the 45-yard line and then trot Brandon out for the national record 63-yard field goal or 62-yard field goal. What do you think?
36, 50. Yeah, 41. You're about 58.
Yeah, so let's kneel at the 45, and let's later eat from there.
Use your timeouts.
Yeah, you'd have to have a false start here. Okay, so you got to do a false start.
We can only hope.
Now, Coach is doing the moral thing here and probably going to call off the dogs here and just still let the clock wind and shake some hands. Let's see. I see no reason why not to have the national record high school field goal here, So I just want to see it.
It'd be great to be here on the call for it, the witness history.
And the guys in the stress box giving us the scores here. They're saying, man, these guys are trying to keep this alive.
Southeast is on the outside looking in, but I don't know if Aubrey Rogers is going to be enough to get them in because they were heavily favored in that game. But, if some crazy stuff happens, which it does, Southeast might find a way. Kurt Bradley over there might find a way to back into the playoffs. So Bayshore, Southeast, Manatee, Palmetto, Parrish would all be in the playoffs in that scenario.
Yeah, and if the Tigers move across the field here, you're getting the aerial shot from, and as the regions and all these are sorted out and things move around, you get an aerial shot from Doug's hourly muscle moving in storage. So talk to those guys. They're incredible. So that is another victory here for those Palmetto Tigers. The game 50-0. We're going to get some statistics in here. Perhaps we can have an Arctic Air sideline interview with Bill Britt. Let hear Coach Sanders, see if we can get that in, and then we'll have your closing statement and wrap it up. Okay. Yeah, and one thing about it tonight, I noticed that Bill's mic has a big dent in it, so we're having some mic struggles. Here's the stats, Ken. 30.
Yeah, 50 to nothing is the one that counts. Again, very balanced attack by the Tigers, 171 yards rushing with 123 yards passing. Again, those numbers do not reflect a 50 to nothing score. 294 to just 23 total for the Jaguars, but the Tigers were playing on short fields all night. Good thing here, just 15 penalty yards. That's a good thing heading into the playoffs because that's something you really want to watch is when you get into the playoffs because that can end your season.
Okay, and so I think Bill has given up on the mic. You can see the team there going to have a little raw session. All right, so what we'll do with one of the field camera microphones out there, we'll get that down there as Bill's mic is not working. We may get some audio from the camera from the field camera.
The rankings come out Thursday. Keep your eyes on the big prize because 2 weeks from tonight, no matter what our seed is, we're hosting the playoff game.
Yes, sir.
2 weeks from tonight, we'll be hosting the playoff game. Congratulations, seniors. Thank you for all that you've done. All right? Thank you for everything that you've done to help this team, help
during
this program grow. But we're not done yet, gentlemen.
Look at those
We got a
scores
lot
to
of
hang
football
with us,
left.
and you can see those
Let's
scores
play into
until we pick
December.
up. Here we have Coach Sanders.
Okay, let's play into December. Let's make this short and sweet. Guys, seniors, Paul, Stefan, break this thing down. Let's do this thing right.
Coach McCall, got to say something.
The trainers do?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's break it down, and then let's take a picture, and then let's take it to the locker room, make sure we do our uniforms right. Bring it up.
So during this time, a really good celebration for the Tigers here. Excellent game tonight. Lots of players played in this one. Saw some play from some of the backups that would be starting for a lot of teams in the county. Let's take it down to Bill Britt with the Arctic Air Report.
Guys, we've got Coach Sanders here coming off a strong finish tonight and a 9-1 record for the regular season. Coach, talk about what that means and what we can expect going into the playoffs.
Super proud of our team, 9-1. We did about all we could do to finish the season strong. I felt like we really turned the page since week 3. We've really started to gel together, and we've gotten better each week. So we're a different team now than we were 2 months ago, which is awesome to see and exciting going into the playoffs. We'll see what happens as far as the seeds go. I do know we'll be hosting a game. I don't know if we're the 1 or the 2 seed yet. We'll find that out next Thursday. But I do know we'll be hosting a playoff game in 2 weeks on Friday night. So excited for these guys. They put in a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's shown throughout this season. So very excited to be 9-1, district champs, county champs, all that.
All right, guys. So, Coach,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Great
much.
job this
Thank
year.
you.
All right, back to you guys.
Tiger Pride never dies. And Ken, your final thoughts, and then I will wrap this one up.
Okay, well, I'm just sure Coach Sanders congratulated the team, finishing 9-1, district champs, number 1 seed. So based on how everything looks right now, in 2 weeks, the Tigers will host Land O'Lakes, who will be the 8th seed. Another team from our district, Leonard, will be hosting against Mitchell from Pasco County. The team we need to watch is the number 3 seed, West Boca, who's defending state champs. They're the number 3 seed. They will be hosting East Lake out of Tarpon Springs. We've done playoff game there before, so we're familiar with East Lake. And then Parish Community, we talked about earlier with your nephew Seth being the OC, will be hosting another team that gave us a fits last year, knocked us out, was Largo.
Oh yeah.
So the way that works is we'll get to see how we fare against Pinellas County football, Largo, that knocked us out last year. And if nothing changes, the team I'm worried about the most, West Boca, would have to come to Parish in the second week, and then if the Tigers are fortunate, then they would have to come back over here again to play us in the regional final. That would be the best case scenario, Brian. But let's celebrate this 50-0 win, and we'll be talking more playoffs as it comes together here in the next week or so.
And I'm going to wrap this up. It's always good to have Ken Burton Jr. as you get near those playoff scenarios, because he's always got the goods when it comes down to what may happen, and very accurate. But we'll wrap this bad boy up. We'll have perhaps have some highlights from the game. Yep, for the following after the wrap-up. Tonight's final score from Harley Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers, 50. The East Lee County Jaguars, 0. The Tigers will next play on November 14th at home at Harley Stadium as we host the Land O'Lakes Gators in FSHAA Regional Quarterfinal action. Please keep in touch for any schedule updates and notifications by going to our YouTube landing page on TigerVision Palmetto. We again thank the #1 fans in the world for watching TigerVision, as presented by Conley Buick GMC. One town, one team. Go Tigers.